Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today I have something really special. I am a big fan of Musicman guitars, and I have a few. And not too long ago, this thing came up for sale, and I just had to buy it. It's a Musicman Steve Morse Dark Lord. And it is, to my understanding, a normal Y2D Steve Morse with a few differences. First difference, as you can plainly see, is the reverse headstock, the color. And to my understanding, this has the 59 Les Paul shape style neck. It has a beautiful roasted maple neck, and this guitar is really built to high specs. What I didn't like about this guitar is the two humbuckers it has inside. It actually has a humbucker, single humbucker. And personally, I'm just not a humbucker type man. I've always played strats or super strats. So while it's okay to have a humbucker in the bridge, a humbucker in the neck doesn't work for me. Over the last nearly 30 years, I've owned quite a few Les Paul guitars and other guitars that has two humbuckers or humbucker in the bridge, and I just cannot seem to keep these guitars in my arsenal because somehow the sound doesn't work for me. I'm a single coil type player. I love the twang of a single coil. As much as a humbucker gives you this fat, round sound, it doesn't work for most of the stuff that I play live. So I bought this guitar, and while it has one single coil, it doesn't answer all my needs for the vast repertoire that I do in my gigs. And so I decided to upgrade the guitar with two new pickups, and it was the Seymour Duncan P-Rails. And what's unique about these pickups is that you can actually change the wiring. You actually have three pickups in one pickup. When it's a normal wiring, you have a full humbucker. This side of the pickup is a P90, and this side of the pickup is a single coil. Joined together is a humbucker. Now these pickups also come with a pickup mount called a triple shot, which has different switching on it that you can do all these little changes in the pickup wiring. But I bought these pickups secondhand, and also due to the fact that I've got a scratch plate, I couldn't mount the triple shot mount onto this. So I did a little bit of a research on the internet, and I came up with a few options. But one of the determining factors in what I wanted to do with this guitar is I did not want to deface it at all. I did not want to change the look from its stock look, obviously except for the actual look of the pickups. I did not want to deface the guitar, drill any holes, or do anything cosmetic that will change the look of the guitar forever, because this is a limited edition build and I don't want to ruin it forever. I also wanted to retain the use of the 5-way switch exactly the way it is. And I'll tell you what the original switching does. Now this guitar came with two humbuckers, and at the moment they are playing as two humbuckers with a single coil here. This is the original and the current switching on the guitar. In the downwards, or the number 1 position, you get just the bridge humbucker. In the second position, you get the bridge humbucker and the bridge single coil. In the middle, it's just a single coil. In the number 4 position, you get the two humbuckers. And in the 5 position, you get the neck humbucker. And I have to say, this guitar is awesome. But I really wanted it to do a little bit more for me. So after I've done my research and realized what I want to get from this guitar, I decided to go with a 6-way 4-pole rotary switch. It's a switch that clicks into the next position. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't turn anymore. In the number 1 position, nothing changes. The pickups are still exactly the same as they were before. In the number 2 position, those two pickups turn into the P90s. In the 3rd position, those two pickups turn into single coils, the rails. In the number 4 position, this pickup is on P90s, and this pickup is on single coil. In the number 5 position, this pickup is on single coil, this pickup is on P90s. And in the number 6 position, both of these pickups are on parallel mode. On top of that, I opted for a push-pull in the volume. And what it does is when I pull the switch out, it activates the middle single coil in the other positions that it doesn't work through the 5-way switch. And that gives me a whole plethora of sounds that weren't available previously on this guitar. Now, some of those options do sound similar to each other, but sometimes those subtleties can make a huge difference depending on what you want to hear from the guitar. And for me, this is useful both live and in the studio. Let me give you a few sound examples. This is the clean sound, and this is the bridge pickup on humbucker. Bridge humbucker, now on P90s. Bridge pickup on single coil. Back to full humbucker. And now in parallel mode. Vastly different sounds from one another, and this is just the one pickup. Number 2 position, full humbucker, single coil. P90, single coil. Single, single. And finally, single and parallel humbucker. Now these sounds sound a little bit closer to one another because this pickup is a little bit louder than the other two. Now just the middle pickup by itself. The two humbuckers together. Two P90s together. Two single coils together. And this is where it gets interesting. Now in number 4 position, I have P90 and single coil. In number 5 position, single and now P90s. Let me play them next to each other. And finally, the two humbuckers in parallel mode. Now in the number 4 position, I can pull the volume knob out, and now I can involve the single. So, two humbuckers and single coils together. Two P90s and the single coil together. Two single coils and a single in the middle. P90, single, single. Single, single, P90. And finally, humbucker in parallel, single, humbucker in parallel. And now just the neck pickup, full humbucker. P90. Single. Parallel mode. And now I can pull the volume knob up and have these two together. Humbucker, single. P90, single. Single, single. Parallel, single. Now yes, some of these sound very, very close to each other, but there are subtleties between the different pickup combinations. And that can make a big difference when you're recording And even in life situations, sometimes those little nuances can make a big difference for yourself in what you're hearing and what you can play. Okay, that was clean sound. How about a little bit of overdrive sound? Bridge pickup, humbucker. P90. Single. Parallel. Especially in the neck position, my ears are always looking for that more twangy, that more brighter sound. So humbuckers work for very, very few things that I do live. And I'm always looking for the single coil tone. Neck position, full humbucker. P90s. Single coil. Of course, parallel. Full humbucker. P90s. Single coil. I could actually keep this pickup almost all the time on single coil. It's just bright and clean enough for my taste. Now, even in the bridge position, I'm always looking for that little bit of a brighter tone, the lighter sound, not necessarily the full chunky power chord sounds. Here's a single coil tone. And with the humbucker, it just becomes a little bit more muddy. Again, it's not a bad sound, but I personally prefer the softer tone. Now, the P90 mode sits a little bit in between, so I can have a little bit more drive when I'm playing the P90s, but it still cleans up nice and it is bright. So for instance, I'll play something like this with the P90s. And with the humbucker, this will sound terrible for me. It just doesn't cut through enough for me. Single coil. Way better. For some songs, the original single coil works really, really well. Something like this. But also what works well for me is when this pickup is on single coil and this one is in P90s. And of course I can also add the middle pickup. Another song that this wiring is helping me get a better sound for is this. It can also be. A solo that sounds absolutely amazing with the P90s is this. Now this update wasn't exactly simple to do, but it was simple enough. But this guitar now is much more universal for me and I can use it for just about every song in my repertoire. Please subscribe to my channel and please leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. See you next time.